In-N-Out is a top restaurant and it's definitely not in second place. A little under 80 years ago in 1948, In-N-Out first opened in Baldwin Park and only took up 100 square feet. To put that into perspective, Mr. Usrey's classroom is about 800 square feet, which of course is according to the Measure app on my phone. Even though the first store was tiny, it would eventually become one of the most famous fast food restaurants in America. What makes the story of In-N-Out interesting is that it's not just about burgers and debatable fries, it's about their way of business blending in with culture, and how a small local restaurant became top tier. The story starts with Harry and Esther Snyder, the founders of In-N-Out. At the time, America was changing fast after World War II. More people then owned cars, suburbs were growing, and fast food was becoming popular because families wanted quick meals while traveling around. The growth of car culture and post-war America helped shape the success of In-N-Out. Harry Snyder had the idea to create a drive-through hamburger stand where customers could order through a two-way speaker system. That might sound normal today, but back then it was actually revolutionary. In-N-Out was one of the first drive-through restaurants in California. What made the restaurant different from competitors was its focus on quality instead of quantity. Harry refused to freeze the meat, the fries were cut fresh in the store, and the ingredients were kept simple. This became part of the company's identity. While other chains like McDonald's, no hate to the others though, expanded rapidly and changed their menus constantly, In-N-Out stayed mostly the same. A lot changed in America between 1948 and today, including technology, advertising, and the fast food industry itself. However, In-N-Out kept many of its original ideas. The menu is still simple, employees are paid way better than many competitors, and the company still focuses on fresh ingredients. At the same time, there were changes too. The business expanded beyond California into states like Texas, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, and others, but there aren't that many locations. There was also one major turning point happened after Harry Snyder died in 1976. His sons Rich and Guy Snyder took over the company. Eventually, the business passed down to Lindsay Snyder, Harry and Esther's granddaughter. She became president of In-N-Out while still very young. Many people doubted whether she could handle such a famous company, but under her leadership the business continued growing while staying privately owned. This is important because most major fast food chains became huge corporations run by shareholders, but In-N-Out refused to go public. That decision kept the company more independent and allowed it to maintain its original values. The company also created the secret menu, which includes items like animal-style fries and burgers. Even though it's not really a secret anymore, it helped shorten the menu to keep it simple. For the rabbit hole, the company actually has hidden Bible verses printed on some of its packaging. For example, John 3 verse 16 is printed on the bottom of drink cups, and other verses appear on wrappers and other things. This started in the 1980s under Rich Snyder, who became a born-again Christian. Most people never noticed, but some people do. It's interesting because it shows how the personal beliefs of business owners can influence a company in ways customers don't even realize. Another interesting thing is how In-N-Out became connected to California identity itself. People moving away from California often talk about missing In-N-Out almost like they miss home. The restaurant somehow became more than food, it became part of the culture and image of the American West Coast. Looking back at the history of In-N-Out, it's clear that the company succeeded because it balanced change while keeping the business idea the same. It adapted enough to grow into a huge business, but it also stayed loyal to the simple ideas it started with in 1948. The restaurant survived family tragedies, competition from giant corporations, and major changes in American society. At the same time, it kept its focus on quality, customer experience, and family ownership. What started as a tiny 100-square-foot burger stand became one of the most recognizable restaurant chains in the country. Altogether, recognizability is why In-N-Out still matters today, not because it has the biggest menu or the fanciest burgers, but because it stayed true to what made people love it in the first place.